Okay guys, so I'm going to teach you how to clean a leek. First things first, this is a leek. It's kind of like a giant green onion. Giant meaning it's literally the size of my arm. And this is kind of an average looking green onion. Sometimes the greens are a little bit longer, which is actually not a bad thing if you have longer greens like this. Because those are also edible, so you want to definitely save those. Okay, but let's talk about this onion. So, it's an onion. It looks like a green onion, and honestly, it has a little bit of a flavor of a green onion as well. It's a mild onion for sure. It's not super spicy. It's really good with like shrimp or kind of braised. Even roasted is good, but sometimes I feel like it loses its flavor. So I have a tendency to just to braise them. And I've got like a creamed leeks recipe, which is actually really, really good. It's perfect. It doesn't need a lot of like spices and stuff. A lot of heavy spices will just kind of overwhelm the leeks. So think about it in terms of like shrimp, something light, something mild. But that's what a green onion is, or a leek is. So now, how do you pick one when you're in the grocery store? So you want to pick one similar to the way you pick a green onion. So you want it to be bright green top, or you don't want anything wilted. You want white ends. Like this is a really, really nice one. Sometimes the white ends are really short. But this is all the good stuff right here. So this is really nice. It has this big, long, white section. This is what like essentially is like the bulb of the leek. This is what gives it its mild flavor. Like I said, the greens are edible, but they're a little bit tougher, and they have to be cooked differently. So you'll kind of have to cook these usually in 2 separate recipes to get just get them tasting the way you want. So now to cleaning it. That's the tricky part because these suckers can get dirt like inside of here. So I'm going to take off the first layer, and then you can see dirt just hides in these layers. Oh, see? There's some right there. So what you want to do is you got to chop off this end. You just chop it off like that, and that just gets thrown away. If you're going to a farmer's market, it may not be like flat. You may actually see the roots because like this is an onion and it grows. This part will like grow in the dirt from here down, which is why you get to start to see dirt in there. And this will have like the roots coming off of it. So it may look slightly different in a farmer's market. But the way I like to do it is to slice this down the center this way, just to make it easier to cut. So it's sliced down the center. My main reason for doing this is when I just don't like it when you cut something like this and it's around and then it just like rolls off the cutting board. So this just makes it a little bit easier for you. This one is actually a little tough. So these tough pieces I'm not going to put in water, but you take the bits that you've cut off and then you put them into a bowl of water. And that will help you clean it. So you kind of just take them apart so they're not, pull this over, so they're just not stuck together. And you kind of try and separate as much as you can the pieces of leek. And then you put them in the water and you just shake it around. And the brilliant thing about this is I just sprayed myself with some leek water. The leeks will float and the dirt will sink. So when you're ready, you just skim the leeks off the top, kind of shake them off, and then you can like cook with them. But the dirt will just remain in the bottom. You do need to give it about 10 minutes or so to let everything like get settled, as far as like separating the dirt and the onion. But it's really just that simple. There you go. Oh, I see some dirt. We gotta get that off. Shake it up. Okay, super easy. And I do have some leek recipes on the blog. I have a creamed leek recipe. I have a chicken and leek recipe, which is like, It's really good. And the cream leeks just uses like chicken broth and like just slow braising on the stove to give it like a creamy texture. There's no cream. There's nothing. There's no coconut milk. It's really just slow braising with chicken broth or bone broth that gives it that like silky texture, which I think is really, really great when you're AIP and you can't have dairy and things like that. It's really good. And then I will also be sharing leek green recipes on the blog as well. So I hope you come back and check it out.